Hey friend, welcome. I'm really glad you're here today. If it's been a long day, or even just a bit of a noisy one, you're in the right place now. This is a space to breathe, relax, and enjoy a story that's soft and safe for listeners of all ages. So curl up somewhere warm, maybe with a cup of something sweet, and let's begin this gentle little tale. It's a story about making a change, about listening to your heart, and, in a way, it's a story about growing brave quietly. The tale begins in a peaceful village nestled beside a wide, slow river. The village was called Bramblewick, and it always smelled faintly of rosemary and wood smoke. There were cobblestone lanes lined with flowering hedges, and bicycles leaning sleepily against fence posts. Birds sang from the treetops, cats dozed in sunny windows, and everything moved just a little slower, like time itself took long, thoughtful steps. In a snug little house with green shutters and a roof full of moss lived Clara. Clara was soft-spoken, with gentle eyes and a cardigan that smelled faintly of cinnamon. Every morning, she walked to the village library, where she worked a grand old building with creaky floors and windows that let in golden afternoon light. She loved the books, the hush of the aisles, and the scent of old pages mixed with chamomile from the nearby garden. But lately, Clara had been feeling different. The work she once adored had grown heavier. Meetings had turned long and dull. New management had arrived from the city, bringing noise, spreadsheets, and bright lights that flickered too harshly in the quiet library corners. Her days were now filled with tasks that didn't feel like hers anymore. She still smiled. She still shelved books and tied her hair back with ribbon. But something inside had begun to sigh. Every evening, Clara would come home, change into her softest socks, and sit on the back steps with a steaming cup of peppermint tea. And that's where she'd think about what used to feel right, and what didn't anymore. She wasn't angry. She wasn't sad. Just wistful. And quietly, as the river murmured by and the sky turned lavender in the evening light, a thought began to settle gently in her heart. What if, she whispered to herself one night, it's okay to let go. The next morning, Bramblewick awoke to the soft patter of spring rain. Clara walked to the library beneath her polka-dot umbrella, her boots splashing gently through puddles. She smiled at Mrs. Brown. Older, sweeping her porch, waved at a tabby cat stretched out on a bakery windowsill, and tucked her resignation letter a little deeper into her coat pocket. Yes, today was the day. She'd written the letter by candlelight the night before, just a few short sentences, full of warmth and gratitude. It wasn't a goodbye filled with sadness. It was one filled with hope, a new beginning wrapped in gentleness. When she reached the library, it was still quiet. The shelves seemed to whisper good luck. Her favorite reading nook still smelled like lavender polish. She slipped the letter onto the manager's desk and left a tiny bouquet beside it, fresh lilacs and rosemary, tied with twine. She stepped outside, heart thumping softly in her chest. The air smelled clean and new. She didn't have a plan yet. No big career pivot, no spreadsheets of goals, just a feeling that she needed to breathe again. So Clara walked to the village bakery. Inside, it was warm and humming with quiet chatter. She ordered a loaf of honey-oat bread and sat by the window with a cup of warm milk. The baker, a jolly woman named Elsie, noticed the sparkle in Clara's eyes. You've got a freedom look about you. Elsie smiled. Did something change? Clara nodded, a little shyly. I left the library today. Elsie placed a scone next to her cup. Then this one's on the house. For courage. And so, Clara sat by the window, eating warm bread, watching raindrops slide down the glass and thinking, maybe this was exactly what she needed. Outside, a robin landed on the windowsill. And inside, something inside her heart fluttered open, like a page turning gently in a book. The days that followed were quiet and calm and a little bit magical. Clara took long walks through the fields behind her cottage, where daisies nodded sleepily in the sun. She brewed new teas with mint and elderflower from her garden. She painted again for the first time in years, her brush dancing across the paper like it remembered how to dream. She still visited the library sometimes, as a reader now, She even helped little Annie next door start her own book club, the Mossy Mug Club, they called it, because it met in Clara's kitchen, where every mug had a chip or a crack, but still held warmth just fine. And then something lovely happened. People in Bramblewick began asking for her help with small things. Could she make a new sign for the post office? Could she help set up a quiet reading corner at the cafe? Could she teach watercolors to the children on Saturdays? Clara said yes. Softly at first, then more surely. Without even planning it, she had built a little patchwork life, a life made of books, bread, art, and kind people. A life that fit her perfectly, like a cardigan worn just right. And every night, Clara would sit on her back steps, cup in hand, stars winking above, and think, I'm proud of past me. She did something brave. She didn't need to know what was coming next. The beauty was in the becoming, in the softness, in the deep, lovely sigh of a life being lived true. Thanks so much for spending your time with me today, friend. I hope this story gave your heart a little rest, and maybe reminded you that sometimes change can be the gentlest gift we give ourselves. If you like stories like this, subscribe to my channel for more.